If you thought Terrifier messed with your nerves, Twisted comes at you from a very different angle. Less splatter forward, more psychological, surgical, and quietly disturbing. Directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, the man behind Saw 2, 3, 4, and Spiral, Twisted 2026 blends home invasion horror, erotic thriller, body horror, and psychological obsession into a story about control, identity, and what happens when the hunter chooses the wrong prey. This is not a movie about jump scares. This is a movie about power, manipulation, and what it means to lose ownership of your own body and mind. Let's break it all down. The film opens in New York City, sleek, expensive, and dripping with quiet wealth. We meet Paloma, Lauren LaVera, a sharp, confident, and experienced con artist. She works with her lover and partner, Smith, Mia Healy, and together they run an elegant but ruthless real estate scam. Their operation is simple but brilliant. They pose as property brokers renting out luxury apartments they don't actually own, targeting wealthy clients who won't ask too many questions. Paloma is the face of the operation, seductive, charming, endlessly adaptable. She slips effortlessly between accents, wigs, and personas: British socialites, sweet American professionals, flirtatious European elites. Smith handles logistics and surveillance, but Paloma controls the room. From the start, the film establishes something important. Paloma survives by performance. Her entire identity is fluid. Nothing about her is fixed except her confidence. Their next target is Dr. Robert Kezian, Djimon Hounsou, a world-renowned neurosurgeon. Kezian is brilliant, wealthy, and emotionally distant. He lives alone in a massive, pristine apartment, cold, minimalist, almost clinical. We learn his wife, Rebecca, also a neuroscientist, died years earlier. Her death hollowed him out. Outwardly, Kezian is calm and polite. Internally, he's obsessed. His groundbreaking research into brain mapping, consciousness transfer, and neural identity has been shut down by ethical boards. To Kezian, this isn't justice, it's cowardice. He believes progress demands sacrifice. Paloma targets him using one of her most refined personas: elegant, warm, vulnerable, and Kezian watches her very carefully. Before the con can fully play out, Paloma takes on another potential mark, and this decision changes everything. She's brutally attacked, beaten nearly to death, and left bleeding in an alley. This is the first major shift in the film. For the first time, Paloma loses control, and then she wakes up. Paloma regains consciousness in Dr. Kezian's apartment. He saved her life. Or rather, he preserved her body. At first, Kezian appears compassionate. He treats her injuries, he listens, he offers safety. The lighting is warm, the music soft. But something feels off. Doors are locked, windows don't open, and Paloma begins to realize she's not a guest, she's a subject. This is where Twisted flips its central dynamic. Paloma, who built her life on manipulation, now faces someone who doesn't respond to her tactics. Flirting doesn't work, lies don't work, fear doesn't move him. Kezian speaks softly, deliberately. He explains his philosophy. The body is replaceable, the mind is transferable, identity is a construct, and Paloma, with her fluid personas and fractured self, is perfect. Kzian reveals his secret laboratory hidden beneath the apartment. This is where the film fully embraces body horror. We see surgical chairs, brain drills, open skull procedures, and Lenny, Renee Rivera's, Kzian's assistant, a man visibly altered by failed experiments. Lenny is living proof of Kzian's work, scarred, obedient, broken. Kzian isn't just experimenting on bodies, he's rewiring identities. Meanwhile, Smith knows something is wrong. Paloma has gone silent. Smith begins searching, working with two detectives, Gina Phillips and Jacob Lucas Anderson. Unlike most horror police subplots, this one stays tense and relevant. They're always one step behind, never useless, but never fast enough. This adds urgency and tragedy. Paloma could be saved, but time is running out. Here's the horrifying truth. Kzian doesn't want Paloma's body, he wants her mind. His wife Rebecca is gone, but her neural patterns were mapped before her death. Kzian's plan is to overwrite Paloma's consciousness, implanting Rebecca's mind into Paloma's body. Why Paloma? Because her identity is already fragmented. She slips between selves effortlessly. Her mind is flexible. To Kzian, she's the perfect vessel. Paloma's head is shaved. This scene is symbolic as much as it is physical. Her hair, her shield, her femininity, her performance tool is gone. She is reduced to raw humanity. For the first time in the film, Paloma can't pretend. But she doesn't break. Even restrained, Paloma adapts. She manipulates Lenny. She plays into Kezian's grief. She subtly alters her behavior, planting doubt. This is the core tragedy of Twisted. Paloma survives by becoming what others want, and that may be her undoing. The surgery happens, but not the way we expect. Instead of Paloma dying outright, her consciousness is partially transferred. Rebecca awakens in another woman's body, Alicia Witt. Paloma's mind is embedded within Rebecca's. Two identities, one body. Rebecca speaks differently, moves differently, but traces of Paloma remain. A tilt of the head, a glance, a smile that doesn't belong. By the time Twisted reaches its final act, the movie has already stripped Paloma of nearly everything that defined her: her freedom, her body autonomy, and even her sense of self. What remains is her adaptability, the same trait that once made her a successful con artist. And that adaptability is exactly why the ending is so disturbing. No, but she didn't fully survive either. Dr. Kezian's experiment does not go exactly as planned, but it also doesn't fail outright. His goal was simple in theory and monstrous in practice. Transfer the neural imprint of his dead wife Rebecca into a new body. Override the host consciousness entirely, bring Rebecca back whole. Paloma was chosen because her identity is already fractured. She lives through masks, personas, and reinvention. Kezian believes this makes her mind easier to overwrite. What he doesn't account for is that Paloma's instability is also her strength. The surgery results in a partial transfer. Rebecca's memories, mannerisms, and emotional core re-emerge, but Paloma's consciousness is not erased. Instead, it becomes submerged. Think of it like this. Rebecca becomes the dominant personality. Paloma becomes the echo underneath. This is why the final version of Rebecca feels off. She walks like Rebecca, she speaks with her voice, but her expressions, reactions, and micro-movements don't always align. Those moments of hesitation, those flickers of recognition, they're Paloma still fighting to exist.